Okay, so maybe you were like I was, and you've got a couple hours of wing foil time on the water, but you just cannot get yourself on foil. You can feel like you're right there, you're close. Was I up? Maybe I think I was, maybe not. Who knows? Splat, you fall over. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover what were for me the top three mistakes that I see most people do trying to get on foil while wing foiling. Hey guys, this is Ben with AWKWA, Arizona Windsurfing, Kiteboarding, and Wingfoiling Association. Okay, so before I jump into the top three mistakes I see, first of all, this video assumes that you are going out in proper wind for learning. Usually the more, the better. And perhaps more importantly, that your kit is properly sized to your height and weight, all right? Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, let's jump right in. And so these actually are in a particular order, not necessarily in importance, but in terms of what I feel is sort of sequentially how things should go. Okay, so first of all, the biggest mistake that I see is trying to do so too much upwind. So this is a very common phenomena with particularly those who are picking up wing foiling from scratch. So oftentimes, as you can see in some of this footage, they are trying to take off thinking that they are on the right course, when in actuality, what they are doing is actually trying to take off much further towards the wind or into the wind. So this doesn't work for a few reasons. First of all, when you're starting out and just trying to get on foil, you're really not that efficient yet. I'm a big believer in keeping things as simple and as straightforward as possible. And this is why you want to go out on the properly sized kit. But all of those things are going to be kind of useless if you continue to try to take off too much into the wind. First of all, beginners do it all the time, losing track of where crosswind is and where a little bit of a broad reach is. So the next time you go out, I want you to try when you see that gust or set of gusts coming in and you're getting ready, and here we go. I want you to think about this time moving a little bit more, a couple degrees more with the direction of the wind to try to take off. But the idea is that you want to not make it hard on yourself, but make it easier for you to achieve takeoff speed by going a little bit more with the wind. Now, I want to time out here and say I am not telling you to just go barreling off straight downwind. If you're not comfortable with sailing upwind, you definitely shouldn't do that because you could end up way, way downwind and in trouble. Secondly, if you go too much downwind, at some point in time, you're going to be moving more or less at the speed of the wind, and you're going to lose, and you're going to feel yourself lose all power in the wing. Like I said, take it a degree at a time, more and more downwind, until you can really feel that planing along the water, and you're getting that planing sound. Once you hear that, you're gold at that point in time. It should be just a matter of milliseconds until you begin to lift off. Okay, next, number two. So what I'll see a lot of times is that people are so intent to get flying, right? Because that's the reason why they do it. But they're so intent on just trying to get up in the air that they don't take enough time just getting the board to go fast. So one of the things I like to say to new people or beginners is that if you can plane, you can fly. And that's not hyperbole. The idea being that if you can get that board to plane, chances are you are at takeoff speed, and it's really only a matter of time until the hydrofoil engages and begins to lift you up even more out of the water, initially slowly, and then more and more. And it kind of is a snowball effect, or it's a chain reaction. So the next session, the next time you go out, I want you to focus on not rushing, but just trying to get the board the wingboard itself to go as fast as you can possibly get it to go. Going downwind a little bit more is going to help this cause a lot. But if you can get the board to go fast enough and consistently enough, I'll bet you with a high degree of certainty that your foil is just going to lift you out of the water automatically without pumping it, any of that stuff. It's just going to smoothly and levelly lift you out of the water. So again, to recap, if you can plane, you can fly. If you're not flying yet, chances are you either haven't planed or you haven't planed long enough. Okay, maybe you've planed for a second or two. That's just not long enough. You need to really get the board going at speed and level in order for the foil engage and to take off. Okay, so the final mistake that I see beginners very commonly doing out here is just simply trying to force the board up into the air. When you try to force your board and the foil into the air without first planing, you're probably dipping the tail of your board too much in the water, that it's creating excessive drag. So that slows you down for one thing, and it kills the plane. Similarly, with the foil, you've now got the foil at too high of an angle of attack to the point where it's just simply stalling out. So for those of you who have never windsurfed before, I don't expect you to know this or understand, but in windsurfing, there's a saying, a flat board is a fast board. Okay, so I want you to think about that too. Rather than trying to help the board, I know you can't see my feet, but I'm doing the motion of what I see a lot out there. I want you to do the exact opposite. Instead, I want you to lighten or de-weight your back leg and foot, and instead try to put as much weight as you possibly can through your front leg, and in particular, your front foot and toes. Think about actually trying to push your toes through the deck pad of your wingboard, and hopefully going on a little bit more downwind or a little bit more of a broad reach. You're full power now. You can actually hang, partially being lifted. So you're kind of hanging off the wing handles as it is. So it's not that difficult to put most of your weight through your front foot and de-weight that back foot. Keep it flat. You keep it fast, you will plane, and you will plane for a long enough period of time for that foil to be able to engage and get you and slip you up out of the water nicely. Okay guys, that's my 3 biggest mistakes that I personally endured and have seen time and time again. Beginners and new folk out on the water who are trying to wing foil and are struggling. Let me know what you think of these 3 mistakes. Do they resonate with you? Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, as well as think about subscribing to the channel. Until next time, this is Ben with AWKWA, wishing you good winds, and as always, happy sailing.